Did you know that Portland was once home of a school that was so progressive it had caught the attention of the New York Times? Hi, my name is Christopher Scott, aka the Hip Hop Social Worker, and I'm here to break off a little bit of Portland history that you might not know of. John Adams High School opened up in 1969, and it was created out of an idea that came from a group of Harvard graduate students that wanted to build a curriculum that mixed education and exploration with building rapport with students. Out of that group of Harvard students that created this model for a school was a guy named Robert Swartz, who became the principal of Adams High School at the age of 32 years old. According to the Oregon Encyclopedia, the school's early years were met with difficulties of lack of parental involvement, student behavior, teachers not agreeing to the teacher agreement. John Adams High School population came from a mixture of Madison High School, Jefferson High School, and Grant High School. The approach to education was different. It was a high school that had 4 sub-high schools within it, and they were called houses. Those houses were split up by different disciplines, and they had a blend of students from grades 9 through 12. According to the school's Wikipedia page, the school's governance came from a model of the U.S. government, which had executive branch, judicial branch, and legislative branch. This gave students and teachers the power to override the principal on decisions. Now, of course, this kind of progressive type of education model was met with backlash. John Guernsey of the Oregonian wrote an article titled, "What Kind of Nut House Is This?" Also, before the school opened, the community got together and was very vocal about not wanting that school to be there. In the New York Times article, it mentioned that each student had 2 free periods per day. Some chose to work independently on projects, others chose to do nothing, which was met with no consequence. Classes would also not be tracked in the difficulties of creating an interdisciplinary curriculum. Students also had the choice whether they will receive a letter grade or simply a credit or no credit. In 1981, Adams closed its door as a high school due to the decline of enrollment in the Portland Public Schools district facing financial woes. In 1983, the building reopened its doors as a middle school, but in 2001, that middle school had to be shut down because the building was found to have black mold and radon. That building stood there for 5 years until it was demolished in the year 2006. If you go to Fernhill Park today and look south towards Killingsworth, you see that big empty plot. That used to be Adams High School and also Whitaker Middle School. I'm from Portland, so I'm always curious about these old buildings that used to be something. I'm really into finding out how old schools were, how things used to be in Portland, right? So I asked my mom, how was Adams? I asked her what kind of kids went to Adams High School, and her response, I'm going to be paraphrasing, was it just was a whole bunch of badass kids from Northeast Portland. It came from a group of grad students at the University of Harvard that had an idea that really wanted to, explore how kids learn these days. I commend them for their, they really went for it. Sometimes you need a little structure. As a social worker, hey, I get the idea of, free exploration, giving kids the choice to do things. Good on them for trying. For 12 years they did it. And, I'm sure the alumni of Adams High School has fond memories of it. I have not met somebody who went to Adams High School. If you do know somebody who went to Adams High School, hey, show them this video and they can get at me. But yeah, that's the history of Portland. Adams High School, aka Whitaker Middle School. If you don't know, now you know.
And if you don't know, now you know.